Gary, Indiana, a city with a rich history known for its steel mills and industrial prowess, a place most know for steel mills and industry. But beneath the surface of this hard-working town lies a darkness that few dare to speak of. But darkness festers beneath the surface, shadows that whisper of things unseen, of fears that take root in the night. This is where Latoya Ammons' nightmare began. In a modest home where the walls seem to close in with every passing day, her story, a terrifying account of a family besieged by the demonic, inspired the Netflix film Deliverance. A tale that has left many questioning the boundaries between reality and the supernatural. It's a story that chills to the bone, a narrative so harrowing it has left an indelible mark on all who hear it. This is no mere ghost story. It's a testament to the unseen forces that can invade our lives. This is a chilling glimpse into a world beyond our own, a world where the line between the living and the dead blurs. Latoya's case is one of the most disturbing I've ever encountered. Documented in police reports and newspaper clippings, it stands as a stark reminder of the unknown. It's a stark reminder that evil is real, that it can manifest in ways we can scarcely comprehend, and it lurks in the shadows, waiting to strike, always present, always watching. This is not just a story, it's a warning, a cautionary tale that reminds us to be vigilant, for the darkness is never far away. In 2011, Latoya and her family moved into a rental home in Gary. It seemed normal enough, but that facade crumbled quickly. Unexplained events began to plague them. Footsteps echoed in the dead of night. Doors creaked open as if pushed by an unseen hand. Whispers slithered through the darkness, chilling the very air. Latoya's mother, Rosa Campbell, saw a shadowy figure lurking in the corners of their home. Large, wet footprints appeared out of nowhere. The air grew heavy, thick with a sense of dread. Something was terribly wrong. The family sought help from doctors. They described the horrors they experienced. The doctors were baffled. Latoya's children, the most vulnerable targets, began to exhibit disturbing behavior. They spoke in guttural, inhuman voices. They levitated, their bodies suspended in midair. Dr. Jeffrey Onyuku, their family physician, was at a loss. He documented their experiences. Delusions of ghost, he wrote, hallucinations. But deep down he knew something was deeply wrong. This wasn't mental illness, this was something far more sinister. Section 4, Spiritual Warfare. In times of great distress, when the world seems to close in with darkness, people often turn to faith for solace and strength. Desperate, the family turned to the church. They needed help, they needed deliverance. Their hearts were heavy with fear, and their souls cried out for salvation. Reverend Michael Maginot, a priest known for battling demonic forces, answered their call. His reputation as a spiritual warrior preceded him, and he was their last hope. He entered their home, a soldier stepping onto a battlefield. The air was thick with tension, and every shadow seemed to whisper of unseen horrors. He immediately felt the oppressive presence of evil. It was a palpable force, almost tangible in its malevolence. It clung to the air, thick and suffocating. The very walls seemed to pulse with a dark energy, making every breath a struggle. Maginot performed exorcisms on Latoya and her children. His prayers were fervent, his faith unshakable, as he sought to banish the darkness. He blessed their new home, hoping to drive back the darkness. Each blessing was a beacon of light in the encroaching gloom. But the evil was tenacious. It lingered in the corners, hiding in the shadows, waiting for a moment of weakness. It clung to them, refusing to let go. The family's ordeal was far from over, and the battle against the darkness continued. The fight was far from over. Reverend Maginot knew that this was just the beginning, and he steeled himself for the trials ahead. Section 5. Seeking Sanctuary. Latoya and her family eventually left the Gary home, unable to bear the torment any longer. They sought refuge in a new place, hoping for peace and a fresh start. The paranormal activity subsided, giving them a semblance of normalcy. But the scars of their ordeal remained, etched deeply in their minds. The trauma of their experience lingered, a constant reminder of the horrors they endured. Nightmares and anxiety became part of their daily lives, a shadow that followed them everywhere. The case was thoroughly investigated by the Department of Child Services, who were baffled by the family's accounts. Police were called in, becoming witnesses to the unexplainable phenomena that plagued the family. The house in Gary stood empty for a time, its eerie silence a stark contrast to the chaos that once filled it, a silent sentinel to the darkness that transpired within its walls. It was eventually sold to new residents, the new occupants, tight-lipped and secretive, refusing to speak of what they may have encountered, leaving the mystery of the Gary house unsolved and shrouded in silence. Section 6. Unanswered Questions. Latoya's story is a chilling reminder that some things defy explanation. Was it mental illness, as some have speculated, or was it something more, something demonic? We may never know for sure, but one thing is certain: the Ammons family went through a horrifying ordeal. The case remains unsolved. The questions linger, and the darkness remains a chilling reminder that there are forces in this world we do not and cannot understand.